с тобой болтали. Подожди, церковь-то меня пусть... Нет, что я ношусь туда-сюда? Ага, ладно, давай пройдем. Блять. Опять это начинает. Визжало. Прям рядом с церковью они тусят. Да. Иди сюда. Угу. На. Все сдохли. Кровище здесь. Портсигара. Карантин, инфлюенция. Дверь закрыта. Уху. Кричит. Сова. Откуда сова, кстати, в городе? Привет. Что ты там проповедуешь? Иди сюда.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
Так, что у нас по вопросам там?
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Вот это понятно.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir, Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much, and that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
Ладно, муза. Ой, Камелия какая-то. И где Камелия? Ну ладно. А, вон Камелия. Эй. А это чё? Камелию своей музой. Простуда. Надо тебя вылечить, кстати.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
Ну да, бывает.
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, The barren smiles and the arid hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox. The stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about. And that's what Whitechapel is made of.
Ладно.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Так. Своеобразный взглядик, ну.
The enjoyable silence of the grave. You have a unique perspective on the situation, I must admit.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
Ладно, хорош там.
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you, for a start, my dear Doctor.
Что-то уж больно это. Так, здесь пусто. Здесь пусто. Давайте полечим.
Do you need medical attention, sir?
It may be wise to let you prescribe me something. I don't feel like I should.
Лечись.
I understand your appetite for words and macabre beauty, sir. But you should be more careful.
The nutrition of my mind is more important than my physical health. But I appreciate your concern, sir.
Что там про
May
Дороти?
I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
I'm looking for Doroti Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothi Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
Ну-ка.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
Чё вы, блин, это? Главный помощник Дороти Крейн. Бывший румынский политический активист. Стоп. В этот район вообще даже не попал.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Ой, письмо с издателя с отказом. Бляха-муха, где? Издательский дом Подхалим. Уважаемый мистер Нитрокот, прислали сборник стихов. Мы же вам ответили в первый раз. Твой отказ менять название требует, чтобы работать. Ладно, твое письмо... Ой, твои стихи не печатают.
Good evening.
And good evening.
Ну-ка, что там у нас появилось новенькое? Хоба!
You don't really make a living from your scribblings, do you, Richard?
No, sir, I don't. I work so hard. I put all my time, my energy, my devotion into the precise carving of words.
Ну-ка.
Still, you don't seem to suffer from poverty.
With thanks to my parents, actually. I'm afraid I would not be able to live on my own without their help.
You seem embarrassed.
Someday I hope to proudly offer my first publication to my parents. Until that day, I'll remain the failure of a son they have to support.
Так, все про него знаю, да? 3000 опыта. Ну окей. Все.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Пока. Так, здесь у нас ничего не добавилось. Ай, чапел, хава, тупичок. Shiny one. Так, это куда идет? Это в тот, блин, заброшенный район-то, да? Да. До свидания. Ах ты, падла. Падла. Ой! Преподобный Кейн. Бежим, 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 бежим. Ой. Ишь ты. Получай. Ух ты, скотина. Падла. Да пошел ты нахер. Кровище у меня уходит. Интересный, кстати, в противник. Хе-хе. Эй!
This man stunned me with his faith. His crucifix. This is not good news.
Интересно так-то. Священники появились. Очень интересно. Ну ладно, попозже. Попозже разберемся. Цветочек. Чё цветочек? Купон на бесплатный медосмотр. Да ладно, Камелия, чё Камелия? Муза Ричарда, Камелия тайно распространяет листовки. Молодец. Привет, Камелия. Хаба.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly.
Вы ведь понимаете
I know
меня?
you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it?
Ой, молчит. 5000 опыта за нее дают.
Tell me about Richard Nethercott. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia.
Молчи.
Camellia, I know you work for Dorothi Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever. Very well. Goodbye then.
С ней можно общаться, это как его. Письма этих. Как его? Шрифтом Брайла это письмо накатано. Письма Дариуса Петреску. Мои дорогие, горячо любимые дети. Между что с несколько местных властей в меня. В Лондоне сложная ситуация. Тоже война. Не верну, в Румынию не вернусь. Вас больше не увижу. Вы знаете, на какие жертвы нужно идти, чтобы изменить мир? Это про коммунизм, кстати.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter.
Да. Дариус Петреску.
Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in. It's locked.
Куда ворота туда
Right.
идут? Там этот полоумный опять что-то пробраться. О, фух. И нафиг. И нафиг я здесь. Табако. Что-то слышь ты... А, это не...
Good evening, Doc. Goodbye, Mr. Darby.
Все, покеда, мистер Дарби. Кристина Попа. Так, церковь меня не пускают. Забрать Сэмюэля с кладбищем. Да, надо бы его забрать. Опять туда бежать, да? Или что? Ага. Ну ладно.
outright?
It's not my call, Barrett. You paid one way or another.
Please, Joe. How long have we known each other? We even used to be neighbours, for Christ's sake.
I'd prefer not to give you another beating, Barrett.
Ну, нифига себе. Ссорится. Чего?
Fancy buying some?
You never...
Fancy buys, а?
Right
Ну
then.
ладно, тут-то мы уже все покупали. Ты чё наезжаешь на него опять?
Cheap
You-
price, good quality.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Ладно.
Price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Come on, take a look, don't be afraid. Хреновый человек, да? Давай. Открывай давай.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Необходим гипноз второго. Я тебя
Sir,
возьму.
wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Окей. Сейчас тебе и бронхитик вылечим. И оберем немножечко. Письмецо. Коллекционный предмет. Эй. Какое коллекционное это письмо, не понял. Браколаки, что ли? Браколаки, специалисты по выслеживанию, да? А, нет. Браколаки — это мертвец, который не разлагается. Варкалак, вукадлак. Ладно. И что мы... Хова.
It's locked, all right.
Давай вылечим тебя.
If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
Print shop.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane.
Like myself and many people in this area, Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Did you refuse to publish Richard Nethercott's previous works, Darius?
Yes, his manuscript is as pompous as he is starched. Now there's a man who loves the sound of his own voice.
You could have told him so.
As a great writer recently said, politeness is the most acceptable hypocrisy.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family.
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Сочинитель скверный.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe it.
Do you need some help, Mr. Petrescu?
I am very tired, but that is all. I don't need you, Doctor.
Well, I think you do. Take this, and you'll feel better.
Free drugs from an English doctor? It must be my lucky day.
Так, ну-ка.
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better times to cherish.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
Так, ну-ка.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
That is not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
За фашистов твоя страна будет воевать. Буржуазия победила. Одна буржуазия, другую буржуазию. Вот так вот. Дверь отперта. Теперь вам всякие будут шататься, да? Тоже давай дверь отопрем. Ладно, поехали с Доротеей переболтаем. Ва. Страшная музыка такая. шкафчик. Что у них там происходит? Ну? Опа! Письмо сестре Крейн. Моя милая Дороти, когда ты прочь письмо, буду уже на корабле, Антона и меня обратно в Барасов. Англия не для нас. В Трансильванию, в общем, они свои. Сеструшка, сестра. Да все, я про тебя уже знаю. У нее сестра в Румынии. Что за прикол? Ладно, полезли наверх. Еп, все тут обокраднем, как обычно. Иду.
He's going into convulsions, Doctor.
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Raz Van Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Че, что-нибудь?
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, doctor?
Интубацию еще будем делать. Как его? Трахеостомия. Обезболивающее есть?
It's too dangerous to operate with these convulsions. Sedative, nurse. Do we have any anesthetics?
I'm sorry, doctor, none at all.
Режем. Ай-яй-яй-яй, блин.
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, doctor.
Пластиковую трубу
He's
какую-то.
breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy. Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Стерильная среда. Что вы предлагаете?
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, doctor.
Кирдык ему будет.
He's still bleeding, doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, doctor?
I can't see.
Перенервничал я чутка. Так, надо зашить артерию.
I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, doctor.
Ну, что поделать-то? Зарезали. Дозу адреналина давай. Кольну-ка
A dose of
ему.
epinephrine, now.
Yes, doctor.
Эпинефрин. Пик. Да ладно, говорит, помер он. Да, нет, да. Да, помер.
We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
Интересно, вообще его спасти можно было, нет? Ну, такой напряженный моментик был, конечно.
I doubt you're here to test my bedside
Образец крови Ревена.
manners. To what do I owe this courtesy?
It's locked. It's locked.
Да так, решил зайти
This is an unfitting place for
пациента
celestials of the
зарезать.
fleet. You shouldn't be here.
В смысле? Сама на
I
помощь мне
suspect
звала.
it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
Your heart might be in the right place, but you can't carry on with this blackmail. For God's sake, Dorothy, it's extortion. It's a serious crime.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
Так. Почему?
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Да ладно. Ну-ка.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
Ну-ка.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
Ну, ты, наверное, да, права. Только шантажом ли это добиваться нужно?
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Да не собираюсь вообще-то. Загипнотизировать.
Listen very carefully, Dorothy. You will erase from your memory everything you pretend to know about Lady Ashbury and Pembroke Hospital.
Let that rich bitch off the hook over my dead
Nurse
body.
Crane, enough. Listen as if your life depended on every word. I know you've a generous heart who gives freely to those in need, but you shall walk away from the shadier streets of your business.
I will never abandon...
Dorothy, the discussion has come to a close. Your clandestine activities in the Resistance are over. Let it go.
I'll let it go. Yes.
Что-то больно как-то легко.
Gone.
Сейчас такая ни хрена себе угон, но тут у меня труп лежит. Чё уровень гипноза, я не понял. О. Подожди, в смысле район пострадает в результате ваших действий? Она живая. Второй уровень гипноза получил. Тихо, тихо, вы что там устроили-то? Я не помню. Кто такие вообще?
Step away, sir. Stay away! We got one of them!
Мне нахера они пришли тут сюда? Это ж хорошие люди были. Так, в общем, надо проспаться и подкачаться чутка. Не туда побежал. Погоди. Вот же, вот.
Its effectiveness has been proven by many.
Жесть какая-то тут у вас творится, блин. Так. Бронхит, пневмония. Ладно, пока это. Что у нас там? Хорошие рукояти. Нет ничего. О, заклепка какая-то. Хорошей рукояти нет. Ладно, давай выспимся. И на сегодня все пока, наверное. Угу. Кровавый котел. Ну, одну штуку-то прокачаем. Ова. Расход выносливости, чтобы раствориться, это невидимым становится пикированием. Это сверху нападать. Да пока не надо. Так, аутофаги расходуете собственную жизнь. Так, это чуть-чуть полечиться побольше. Скорость восстановления здоровья. Не понял. Так, давай-ка вот эту прокачаем. Ой, и все у меня кончилось. Так, это 200 увеличивать скорость восстановление 3. Но уменьшает объем единовременно восполняемого здоровья. А, скорость восстановления здоровья, то есть он быстрее будет лечиться. Да ладно, пока хватит. Все, пока, спим.